Hey guys, Foof here. I'm going to be doing a orb loop guide. Not really a guide, more of like a tutorial, just to give you a general idea. This is to help out any newer sets out there that want to really, get up there and make more optimal use of orb hits or grabs. Those are the basic concepts, like, you throw out an orb in neutral and you get a hit like this, you can go right into an orb loop. It's really good damage, better than you would have got outside of it, and it can just, it ends up being a lot better. So, orb loops are pretty much, the basics of an orb loop is you just kind of push them into the orb and then dash, pretty much, and throwing out a new orb. I'll show you off the grab one. So the way that you're always going to want to do it is you're pretty much almost always going to want to use a B orb. If you try to grab and use A orb here, you notice it pushes you away. You don't want that, especially in a grab. So you're going to do your B orb, and it's going to push you forward, and then you're going to do a micro dash. So you're just going to tap a little bit. You're pretty much going to slide with your 2C, and you're going to do 5 BB, and then after that you're going to be able to put up another orb, because the other orb will either have hit the person or it will be very, very close to a point where the orb won't disappear anymore if you put out a new one, because it's close enough. Orbs, when they're really close, they don't actually disappear when you put out a new one. They have to be extremely close to the target. So short dash, 5 BB, throw out an orb. So after this, we've entered our orb loop now. We've done the basics to set this up. So I could drop it here because I paused, obviously, but so we threw out another orb, and we're going to want to do a 214 B dash, and we're going to after that we're going to 5B them to push them back into the orb. And then we're going to throw out another orb, because that one is about to hit. We'll have either hit them or put them in a really close proximity to it. And then we're going to dash again, and then we're just going to keep repeating the cycle. So if we do it right, and if I can do it right here, this is going to look like this. So the whole time I'm doing this, I'm also pressing my 5B at different timings to height correct, because we need them to be at the right height, so that way they're going to keep getting hit by our dashes, and so we can set up at the end with our finisher, which will be our 214B, our command grab. So again, we're going to throw out the orb. We're going to start this up. Now, if you're near a corner, it can be a little harder like that. So you kind of have to, you have to be a little, you have to judge it kind of based on where you are on the screen. So you notice I waited an extra second there just to put them low enough. So the way you can tell when they're close enough to where you can end the combo, usually I mark like the soft, like, beginner cap for orb loops, probably off of a grab in the range of 5.4k. So you can track it through the damage you're dealing. So here I could just go into this and I could just end it. Now you can do more than that, and I recommend that in certain situations you do. But when you're starting out, that's a good stopping point. You've done most of the damage that you can do easily, and it gets a little harder after that, because your B presses and your dashes and orbs have to be a little bit more precise, because hit stun's not as high anymore. So if you delay just this dash just a tiny bit, they'll whiff right out. So if you want to see like the full one, you can maybe do one more there, but just generally speaking, that's the end. After that, it gets kind of scary. And the last thing you want is them to flip out, right? Especially when you're near a kill, you want to just secure it with the super. So just one more time, I'll show it off. See, they flip out. But yeah, that's off a grab. That's pretty much the most optimal you can do without character-specific ones, I believe. There is an optimal one that kind of goes like this. You know, that'd be the end of that. But just generally speaking, the other one, the first one I showed you, is a lot easier, and it isn't character specific, which is always a big plus in this game. So, and it's also one that you can work off of anywhere on the screen. So, like, let's say you do an orb in neutral, and then you land this, you can go right into an orb loop. Seth can do it off of a couple of things. The most common one is always his 5B combo. So you know. But remember, if it's not within a certain proximity, the orb will disappear. So it's all about judgment. So you kind of, what you're doing generally to make an orb loop work is you're just stalling for the orb, so that way you can just set up this, pretty much this loop over and over. You're just trying to loop these 3 moves over and over, and then you end with that. So, yeah. Now, when you're in the corner, on the other hand, it's a little different. It's actually easier, so I recommend you definitely add in maybe an extra dash or 2 after the 5.4k mark. You can definitely make it. But the way you're going to start this out is just a tiny bit different. The same 2 things are the same. You're going to grab, you're going to throw out your orb, and when you land, you're going to delay your 2C by like a half a second, and then you're going to either do, after the 2C both kicks hit, you're going to either do 2B or you're going to do 5B. Either one works, they both do the same damage, and it's preference. I do both because I'm weird and I've never been able to stick with either one, but I am able to do it perfectly with both. So it's just preference at that point. And I believe you can do 5BB as well, but this is just my preferred way of doing it. I doubt the damage is more than like 50 damage difference, so yeah. So you could do that, but I don't recommend it. So we're just going to do the same thing, but in the corner now. And the reason you're going to do that, like that, see, you won't get it there. Sometimes you have to delay, but yeah, that's it. That's it for orb grab loops, pretty much. Now, again, like I said, you can get them off of like hits, like you can get really advanced with orb loops, right? You can get pretty big into them. But the big thing is just being able to convert off of your straight orb hits in neutral. So like, let's say this lands and you're just like, oh, I caught this guy. Well, now I can start this orb loop. And this is much more damage than you would probably get out normally by doing like a basic 5 BBB and then like the air combo. And also the orb loop allows you to end no super, which is something that you cannot get off of 214A without resonance or an assist. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. This is mostly just to help out anybody that's new to Seth. These orb loops are pretty much used everywhere. I mean, another one you can do, for instance, is just, you can do it off of hide assist. But it's a little bit weird. Not weird, but it can take some timing. You can't do it for very long, and you also have to delay the orb there. So again, a lot of orb looping is adapting, and also you have to just learn your orb timings. See, I can't even do a lot here because I've already ramped up the hit stun so much. But just generally speaking, this is a way to really up your damage game on Seth. And you can do this with a lot of assists, not just hides, obviously. Hide's just my personal favorite to run with Seth. They're both my favorite characters, so, better for me. But yeah. If you guys have any questions, you can post in the comments, or yeah, you can ask around in the BB Tag Discord. I'm sure you'll have plenty of people to help you out there as well. So thank you for watching, and yeah, take it easy.